There's no repercussions for taking the piss out of black women. None.
Seems as though there is a certain distaste towards a black woman.
I don't think they're that impacted with black culture.
They said, you know, when you're out, when you're not in it, you think to yourself, oh, if someone says this, I'm going to tear down the microphone, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But you know, when you're in it, you just want to get through it. You just want to get through it. Piss off.
And with them Shxtsngigs, man, them.
Oh shit, boy.
What are we saying, Chucks?
The Shxtsngigs thing.
I'm here for it, bro.
I'm here for the cultural real.
Black girlfriend effect.
Yeah. You're into that.
Yeah.
What's the black girlfriend? They just come in and start fighting?
No, she's doing the black girlfriend effect. She just...
What is the black girlfriend effect?
Oh, you don't know about
blow up the other culture.
Yeah, so you'll see a guy who's had a black girlfriend, all of a sudden he's got a buzz cut, like, shape up.
I like that.
They shave their hair because they start losing it. Because they're so stressed being around this black girl complaining about shit all the fucking time. That's why they gotta shave their hair.
Nah, bro, white guys with black girlfriends, they
grow a beard because there's more cushion when they get slapped the fuck out of. That's hilarious. I think the black girlfriend
In Atlanta, I've seen the least bodies so far.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey,
I'm surprised.
Because thank God we ain't from here.
Yeah, I am surprised. Very surprised.
We from Texas. You ain't defending me.
I'm not saying everyone's beautiful. I just told you Atlanta's clapped. Yeah. I never said everyone's beautiful. I just said I'm not seeing anybody's here.
Okay, you know what's funny about
Doug, do you want to speak first while he's having a thing?
Yeah, I like my thing. I never really like. I see their stuff pop up on things, but I never really watched it like that. But I just think, brother, if you know this is how you're talking about black women, and you know your demographic is majority women like that, brother, you fix up how you're talking about the women. Them, like, I'm just being real. Like, you can't. Like, I get if you've been bullied or you've had experiences with a certain type of women that make you think a certain way. But when you get onto this kind of level, like, we've all got platforms, innit? We've all, you know what I mean? Like, you got to understand there's certain things you can't say in front of this camera and put it out into the atmosphere, innit?
But then they're not being their genuine selves.
They're not, but then there's certain things that you just don't have to talk about.
Like, apology is what fucked it up.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what really fucked it.
But
The
then,
apology was just like a joke thing.
I said to Sam, yeah.
And then also deleting it was even...
And deleting it. And
You know, if you don't, it's fine. But we just wanted to address something that's happening at the minute. This past weekend, there's been a couple of clips going around from when we did a session on the Flagrant podcast while we were on our US tour. And yeah, there were a few jokes made that were incredibly inappropriate. One specifically pertaining to black women. And in the clip, Andrew was making a joke. I'm not even getting into specifics, making a frankly racist joke, and we were laughing at it. And to give, there's first of all, before we get into like specifics or anything like that, obviously there's just literally no excuse. There is no excuse. Agreed. And fight or flight is a real thing. Like, it is, fight or flight is a real thing, and it's so not easy to say, but when you're in a situation, you look at it through a lens of like, bro, if it was me, I promise I'll stand up, I'll kick the cameras down, I'll smack them in the face, I'll say this, I'll do that. But when you're in there, you're in shock.
You're in shock, and all you want to do is move on.
Yeah, bro, move on is the fucking word, bro. All you want to do is fucking move on. Just move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing. And like, we have to say a few times, bro, just move on. Just move on.
So different topics, like move on.
Yeah.
It's not even like about picking last or anything, but we just wanted to
get out of that situation.
Literally get out of that situation, keep the ball running. We thought it was going to be more of like a bros.
It ended up being something that's like really hurt people that look to us for support and look to us to feel protected. Protect is the main thing I want to discuss, is that it is our duty to protect you guys. And it's definitely not cool to be in that situation. And again, not be the ones to stand up and keep the cameras down. And we fucked it on that occasion. It's not going to happen again. And it's about being human. It's about realizing that you don't know what you're prepared for. You don't have to prepare for something. You don't know what's going to happen. And once it's happened one time, you're like, fuck, all right.
You learn from your mistakes, and that's literally
yeah, we fucked it, and we're sorry. And it's, for me, like, it's one of the ones where you don't realize that, like, for one, when you're part of the community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community. So unintentionally. And also, on top of that, it was so crazy that, like, the narrative that's been spun about how we feel about our community, the irony of the fact that whilst the whole reason we're in that country was to just show how much we love our community, and show how much we love our sports, and how much time we spent at the shows, and just like getting to know people, and just like understanding our community better, and just like making friends and making bonds and showing love, and they're showing love. And this whole 6-week trip was just about showing how much we love our community, and how much our community show up for us. And then to have that exact same trip be the reason that we're having to have this conversation now. But at the end of the day, mistakes make you a better person. You're not born a perfect person. And yeah, we don't appease that behavior. We don't rate it.
So many things they could have done.
They said during the apology, they said, you know, when you're out, when you're not in it, you think to yourself, oh, if someone says this, I'm going to tear down the microphone, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But you know, when you're in it, you just want to get through it. You just want to get through it. Piss off. Do you think that I could be in an environment and someone's chatting shit?
I think that's what but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good if there is someone can look at a trail or a level of consistency where it seems as though there is a certain distaste towards a black woman.
I don't think they're that intact with black culture.
No.
That's my impression. I don't think they're tapped in with black culture, bro. Because my first thing where I looked at them and I thought, is when, because I don't, listen, let's be real. It's not, I'm happy for them in what they're doing, but it's not really the man them ain't really watching Shxtsngigs. They've got their demographic and it's they've been super successful. But when I saw them, like the first thing that brought my attention, I was like, was the rap man thing, the Supercell thing, where he's gone on there and he said,
the poet clarted them.
He's talking about, I was gonna watch Supercell, but the only people I've heard say it's good are the blacks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Mad.
Who's the blacks, bro? Like, you see what I'm trying to say? So when I like, it's the blacks and and people, it's a black person from South London that's made it, and the only black people's opinions ain't valid.
Yeah,
like we don't know, we can't tell you a good show.
You're not tapped in.
Forget the tapped in. What we can't tell you a good show. We can't tell you what you're saying. The black. So you need the recommendation of the white people to tell you what a good show is. We can't know a good show. And Supercell's a good show across the board. It's critically acclaimed across the board. But when he was like, the blacks, then now I see all of this stuff going. I just think, because you man ain't really, you're not. I don't want to say you're not part of the culture, but I know the culture I'm talking about when I say this. I'm talking, the scene, the culture, what's really going on. You lot are probably in a different kind of world, and that's fine because everyone has to live their own life. But when I hear that, the blacks, and then I see them too much laughing at a comedian's allowed to be a comedian. You can laugh at comedians' joke. A man will make inappropriate jokes. That's what comedians do.
I feel as if they just dropped the ball. And this is not me having excuses for them, but it is. You drop the ball and they got a bit comfortable. Do you know what I mean? I think sometimes people get to a level of success where they maybe get a little bit comfortable and they start feeling like, not they're untouchable, but a little bit like, they get so comfortable with their audience that they forget that there's certain things that still cannot be said. And we love you, but we don't love you enough for you to kind of disrespect us and for us to be like, it was just a joke.
They started the same time as us. They're literally 5 years, actually a little bit before us. They're like 5 years in the game. Man. You're going to be, I'm on Andrew Shxts flipping sold out Madison Square Gardens 3 nights in a row. You literally are going to be like, this is one of the top performers. We're on his pod. You're going to be gas.
No. I'm not saying you're not going to be gas, but I guarantee you, if we were on his show.
We're older than them.
If we were on his show or someone older who's, I don't know, and they started being disparaging about black men, you are not going to sit there and take it.
Most definitely.
You're not going to sit there and take it. You're going to fight back. You might not leave the podcast. You might not throw shit down, but you're not going to sit there and be laughing and kicking in. You're not going to do that.
But also for me, that's why because I made a point to watch the whole thing, and it in the whole thing, my first stance when I found the story, I was very pissed off with them. When I watched the whole thing, it gave me a little bit more context, and my anger switched. Not anger, I'm not angry, but my pissed offity leaned more to Andrew, because it is like, and it's not even, he has been given space to do this. And like I said, I go back to the fact that he's very comfortable, and we can do, you've watched more of him. Is he that risky with the communities that
he's risky with everybody.
He's risky. Okay, so everyone will get it, other than the community that if you go at them, you're going to lose your job.
The other thing I will say is this. My last point on it is this, My last point on it is this. This came out when? They've apologised now. They've apologised now because it's gone viral. Yeah. That's why they've apologised. You didn't apologise at the end of the show when you felt like, actually, maybe that didn't go. Maybe I shouldn't. You didn't. Yeah, but that's my point. Why didn't you think that? Why didn't, if you've...
Number one is that I want black women to stop expecting black men to protect us. Some black men, okay? And everything is going to be some, because it's not all black men, but it is black men. It's not all black men, but it is black men. So here we go. I want us to stop thinking that black men are going to protect us. People only protect things that they see as delicate. And that there is the problem. Black men do not see black women as delicate. They don't actually see us as something that they have to protect because of how we have been portrayed for all of our fucking lives. That we're strong black women, that we're resilient, that we're here to build them up, that we're going to be the ones to keep going with them. That is why when jokes are being made about us like that we saw in that situation, they don't ever feel like they have to be the ones to be like, whoa, 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 slow down there, because they feel that we're strong enough, or that those type of things are not going to affect us. And let me just make this clear. This is not me making excuses for anyone. This is me, as I've got older, starting to realize why these things continuously keep happening, and why I will be continuously triggered, and how I can stop myself from being continuously triggered, because you better believe this shit will happen again. So what you need to do, Black women, is understand and equip yourself with the understanding as to why this fuckery will probably keep happening. So until Black men see us as delicate, until they see us as something that needs to be protected, they will continue to laugh in our fucking faces. Literally. Okay? That's number one. And I see it continuously. And number two, another reason why this will keep happening is because we very rarely see any repercussions for playing in Black women's face. There are no repercussions. I'm trying to think of anyone where old tweets have come out, where they have laughed and said things like this, where their bag has actually been stopped. I can think of maybe one. But everyone else where I can think of it, they're flying high. No, the bag hasn't been stopped. Nothing has really, really slowed down for them, if that makes sense. And that's why Andrew Guy can come out and say that James and Fudder asked for loads of other things to come out, but the thing about the Black women, because Black women have been shown countless amount of times that you can, and everyone else has been shown that you can say whatever you want about Black women and you're not really gonna lose the bag. Yes, Black women and Black Twitter and the Black people will be upset with you, but the powers that be that actually sign the checks, they don't give a shit. They don't care. So that's why they will say, oh, I bet you we can guess maybe what other groups maybe have been spoken about, what they asked to be taken out. We know the groups that you tread very carefully about what you're saying, and Black women happens to not be one of them. And that's why people continue to not care about what they say about Black women, or think twice about what they're going to say about Black women. Even the fact that Andrew sat down and dissected that apology and laughed about it, do you think you could do that about any other group, even if the apology was shit? Do you think you could? No, you wouldn't dare. You would be like, yeah, I'm not going to touch that either. No, instead, he's breaking down their shit apology to us and laughing at that. Even that in itself is a fucking mockery, because there's no repercussions for taking the piss out of Black women. None. You ain't losing the bag. What, a couple of Black people online are going to be upset with you? That's all they see. So why would people now think that they can't play in our faces? Why? Why would they think that? When we live in a world that all people care about is money. So if I know I can chat shit about Black women and all that's going to happen is there's going to be 2 weeks of a bit of backlash online, but really I ain't going to lose no money, then what? It's like when your mum tells you off, but you know you ain't really going to get in trouble. Or what? Why, I'm going to have 2 days of my iPhone taken away. Okay. It's not like I'm never going to get my iPhone back. Do you get what I mean when you was growing up? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's why. So I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at when I see these things and people are like, oh, why is no one saying? Because I am not shocked. This continues. It goes on and it will keep going on until people realize that if you talk about Black women, that means you're losing coin. Just like they know if they talk about other groups, they're losing coin. And that's it.